Hello everybody and welcome back to Minecraft. This is my apology and a start to our brand new world. So I had an issue with my computer and I lost a lot of my save files on here for Minecraft. Just had to clear some things out. So this is going to be our brand new world. This is where we started, right down here in the desert, which is cool. We have Badlands over there, and a village behind us. The seed for this world is right there. So this is where you will start if you go to that seed. So welcome to the video, and we'll see what happens from here. Just follow along as we get started and kind of build into this. Here we go. So first thing we're gonna do is run over to the village, and see what we can find over here, food-wise. And then we're gonna run around the desert and see if we can find a desert temple or something that we can kind of take out. Bed. We're just gonna take that with us. Good to get one of those early. And hi guys. Hi. I would like this, and this. You can replant those, please. Thank you. Alright, we got those. We're just going to pick all of this up and have wheat for us later on. The important part here is we have food now. And I'm not too worried about trying to find a place to settle in, because I can just make the bread out of this food. He'll stay there. There's some actual bread and some cactus and some more wheat. Right. Hi, friend. Friend? No. You're my friend. Why are you running from me, friends? Oh, you know what? This will make it easier. Everybody go home. Everybody find a home. There's 3 of them in that one. I guess there's only 2 homes. And we've got 4 now, so that should be good. We'll leave these guys out. I don't have anything to take him on with right now, so we're just going to leave him. It's a small village. Didn't give me too many resources. But I got some bread. I got a bed. Ooh. I got some bread and a bed, and we are ready to go. Let's just take a quick look in here. Alright, it doesn't lead anywhere. Just back outside. Alright, there we go. And we're out. So we're going to run around the desert for a little bit, see what we can find. And I'll be back as soon as I... Alright, so I'm bringing you back in. So far we haven't found any temples or anything, but I do see the ruined portal over here, so we're just going to go check it out, see what happened, and go from there. I'm kind of giving up on this desert. We did get almost 2 stacks of sugar cane just running around the outside of the desert. Running through it, Not really seeing anything here. Ooh. Let's just do this and see if we find anything. And let's get a pickaxe real quick. I was kind of hoping I'd find the chest. But this is definitely an interesting portal. I've never seen one that was like half buried before. Alright, well. No luck on the chest so far. I'm gonna get out of here and keep moving. But that was an interesting portal. I was hoping we'd find a chest or something. It's probably down here somewhere, but wooden tools just aren't gonna cut it. So let's do this, get some bread, and continue on our way. We'll see what else we can find, and hopefully we find a temple or we find a way out of this desert soon, because it just seems to keep going. We found our way out of the desert and right into a jungle, so we're going to continue our search for a good spot to build our new home. Not quite sure where we want to go yet, but we did find jungle, and jungle's always nice. Very easy to get wood that way, and there's usually pandas. And I can always be in a place where there are pandas. So we're going to take a look around, see what we can find in the jungle. Hopefully it's something cool. But that's what we got. So we're going into the jungle now. Here we go. And we found kind of a spot between the desert and the jungle that I think I want to build in up over here. And I found this hole, which almost looks like a circle going into the ground, which seems very inviting. And so that's what we're going to build down at. Kind of clean up this area and build up this area over here, kind of towards the edge. And this is going to be our area where we build up and create our little buildings and farms and all that fun stuff. So we're going to clean this all up and get into the next part. But first, I think I'm going to go invest in some stone and get some iron and start building into the ground. So the reason I'm building here is because this is the coolest almost circle I've ever seen in Minecraft that was naturally spawned. It just kind of curves perfectly down into this cave, and it just looked really cool from the outside. So we're going to use that and continue building off of that. And there's creepers and skeletons and all that stuff down here, so we're going to get out of here. But that's where we're at. So I'll bring you back in when we have something built up here for our first little home. So I proceeded to go and gather my coal and copper over the next couple minutes, as you see here in these few clips. The main thing was we needed to make sure we were prepared for when we started building everything. I wanted to use some copper in the build. Not a lot, but just something different to kind of enhance the edges of the build and everything. So after we did this, and between this and the next clip, you'll see we set up our camp and everything. Camp right up here. Not much so far, just a furnace and a chest and our little bed that we stole from the villagers earlier on. Over there where that piece of wood is actually some chickens. So we have that. There's an Enderman. So let's not look at him. Don't accidentally look at him. Got him! And there's our Monster Hunter achievement. Haha, did not actually think that would work. We got lucky there. I don't like them picking up my dirt. It's mine. They can't have it. Alright. Going back into the cave. Alright, let's see what we can find down here. Okay, come on. I don't know why they blow up. Like, I don't know what their radius is that causes them to blow up when they're what seems pretty far away from me. It's like I was here and he was where that is. It seems pretty far. Like, but okay. But we're gonna kind of light up the cave a little bit. I like 1.18 because I don't have to use as many torches. But we could grab some of this coal. I should have planted some bamboo. I always have to. There's an actual whole valley of bamboo right next to this, so we'll go grab some from there when we need it. But we'll have at least a lot of coal to get us started with some of this stuff. Keep the tunnels nice and lit in our little hole down here. See, it does look like a circle. It was very circular. It's very nice. And it wasn't auto-generated. Okay, that's as far as we can go this way. So that's cool. And let's go down into the cave and see what we can find. More coal. More coal. A lush cave. So I go on to kill the skeleton that you just saw, and then I run up here, trying just to light up the cave as I'm going, and I end up in this fight here, which is not my best fight, and I get trapped kind of in this corner, and I'm guaranteed thought I was going to die throughout this entire clip. And kill that guy, this guy keeps coming back, tried to heal up, that guy ended up dying. Alright, there we go. And we made it through and so the first assault by the zombies. So, not too worried about that. We're going to take all this moss and stuff upstairs. I know there's creepers up that way, so let's go fight them. And then we'll come back down and take the moss. And that's why I don't fight creepers. Alright, I'll be back as soon as I get my stuff. So, came back down, started lighting up the caves, picked up my stuff again, and I did a lot of iron gathering here. Iron and copper. I just picked up a whole bunch of it throughout, and wanted to make sure I had enough to continue moving forward. There's copper everywhere in 1.18, so I just continued to grab it as I was going through. My main goal here, though, was iron. I took a couple risky calls on this, but I grabbed as much iron as I could. It's not like I'm in a hardcore world. I just go back into my bed whenever I die. So as you can see, I grabbed a bunch of that and lit up the cave a whole bunch, and kind of prepared for our next move. After this, I kind of go back up to the top and start smelting some of this down. As you can see, my pockets are full of stuff, and the cave's all kind of lit up. So what I'm doing here is I'm just digging up a bunch of diorite and granite, and I'm doing this for the floor design of the home. The building that we're setting up, it's going to be polished floors of granite and diorite, blending into a jungle wood, blending into oak, and then into birch, and then we have the roof design, which is going to be made out of moss. So you'll see all that coming up. The next thing I did was I came up and I grabbed a bunch of the moss that was down there. We wanted this for the roof of the build, and I know moss will spread super easy, so I just need one of the pieces saved by me, and everything else can turn into bone meal, or I can use on my builds. So as long as I have one piece of moss, I have an amount of moss. Due to some of the farms and stuff that we're building later on. There goes my phone. And so that's what we did next. We got the diorite, we grabbed the granite, and then we grabbed the moss for the building. So the next thing up is the floor design for the building itself. I go through a lot of changes on this. I settled on a nice one in the end, but I had an idea of, oh, this is going to go through and then each row is going to go down one, or oh, let's spread it out this way, and I continuously changed it during this entire design process. I thought I had it right here, and then I realized, wait, no, there needs to be something else in the middle somewhere. Like the numbers didn't add up the way it looks around. You can see the two diorites at the edge, and then it goes into a green one, and then an orange one, or into the moss, and then into the diorite. It just doesn't look right. So I continuously worked on this floor for a while, just trying to make it look right. I know some people don't like diorite, but I think it blends in very well with the jungle here. And then with the granite and moss, it just fits in very well with this area. So what I'm doing is I'm counting the diorite and moss, like, wait, this isn't adding up. Something's not right here. So I go through and do a bunch of changes on this floor, and then finally get what I want. Like I said, I tried a lot of different flooring options for this, and just trying to make it look different and blend it in and do a design on the floor, and in the end it looks so much better when I just made the straight lines on the floor that kind of just encircled the whole thing. I kind of just gave up on trying to do something fancy and just went with the basic floor design here that just really looks smooth, and you can tell I'm just excited to have that all done, and now I'm going up to sleep because it's getting dark and I don't want anything to attack me. So, but that was kind of the idea there. With the floor and everything, was to make it look smooth and get everything kind of set up. So the next thing we're going to do is probably build up the walls. So my ideas with the walls was to do 4 different circles. One with the jungle wood, one with the jungle planks, and then we go oak and then birch along the top. I just think the scaling all the way across just looked really good. It all fits in very well with the floor design and everything. The diorite and the granite give you the red and white from the birch and the jungle, and then the oak is a good intermediate layer between the two, where it kind of just brings that balance, and you can see it right there with the jungle and then the red or jungle planks, and then the oak, and then a little later we'll see the planks for the birch go through too. And I think they all fit really well together and they move nicely. And after this we'll set up and do the roof after I get all this in place. Finally, for my roof design, I went with black stained glass, and this is just to kind of give us a mirror effect around the edge of the roof, where when you look up, the light kind of comes through it still, but it goes all the way around the edge, and then I connect this with copper pieces, kind of on the turns and everything. So right where I just broke that glass, that's gonna be a copper piece, and there'll be copper pieces all around the edges. And then from there, we're gonna build up with moss and everything around the top. Finally, I'm going through and I'm finishing up the roof here. I added diorite on one side, granite on the other. You can see the moss kind of builds up 3 layers, and then we have the copper strip down the middle, and we have all of the diorite and granite to just kind of tie the roof in with the floor. You have the granite, diorite, and moss in the floor, and you'll have moss, granite, and diorite up on the roof as well. And I ran out, so I have to go get some more. So I'm just coming back from a live stream, and this is some of the stuff that I did while I was over there. The clips there were basically used just so everyone could kind of see what I'm working on. This one actually was not on the live stream, and you'll see that I'm in diamond armor in a second. And that's because the live stream was basically built around me getting diamond gear, which I fell miserably at, and had to do a second live stream later on where I used villagers to get myself geared up in diamonds so that I could go underground and find enough diamonds to build that enchanting table and get us where we needed to go. So you saw the one room I'm working on over there is built with the same wood patterns and everything as the main build. This one is going to be built out of clay and amethyst and calcite. And the floor itself is going to have kind of a different rounder design than the rest of the builds. Give it a little bit more fair filled than this is also where I'm going to set up my lava overflow. So that's kind of where we're starting, and I'll bring you in when I get closer to ending these. Alright, so this is me putting on the finishing touches for this room. Just adding the moss and everything before we do the interior of it. We're going to throw in some lights so nobody spawns, and it is done for the most part. We got to add the bookshelf, we got to bring the enchanter in, and I've got to add in my cauldrons. I was trying to figure out how I could do that, where I put the cauldrons in the room so I can get infinite lava sources. So there's just 2 cauldrons sitting at the front filled with lava for my enchanter. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to put calcite there. So there's calcite. Calcite's down, and then we add our bookshelves and our enchanting table, and our room is almost ready to go. I still have to add the cauldrons in to the sides with the dripstone, but for the most part, that's what this room is going to look like. We may enhance this a little bit later, but I kind of wanted to give it like an underground cave feel early on and make it a little magical, and I think that's what we accomplished here. Is the moss going overhead, the particles from the Spore Blossom in the main room, and once we add in the dripstone, it'll look very dark and dungeony and mystical all at the same time. And that's where that's going to be at. Like I said for the other one, same basic design as the main house. We did the black tinted glass around the outside with the 4 different layers of wood, and we put moss on the roof, kind of give it the airy little pyramid look that we were going for with the main one. This one we only did the 2 layers of moss. There's my phone again. I need to just turn that on and mute. But we did just 2 layers of moss here, built it up, and it's all done. And that's kind of what our build looks like. We did add the deep slate bricks on the other side, that just so we don't fall in lava if we run across the roof for some reason. And this is what the whole build will look like when we're done. Let me give you guys an aerial view of everything in a second. And that'll be it for this video. So I'll walk you guys through it and walk you guys out. And so this is kind of what the entire build looks like when you see it from above and from behind. I'm still getting used to replay mod, so this didn't turn out exactly how I was expecting, but it was something different I wanted to try, and this is the build. So we have the outside here that you can see, and as we go down, we're going to go into it. You can see our storage room on the left and our enchanting room on the right. So that's it, and I'll see you guys next time.